Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome back to English with Lisaa, where we are absolutely thrilled to have you join us for this brand new episode at the start of 2026.
We want to express our deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for clicking on this video and showing such a sincere interest in advancing your English language journey with us today.
It is truly inspiring to see so many dedicated learners who are eager to kick off the year by challenging themselves with complex listening practice and new vocabulary.
Your enthusiasm for self-improvement is what keeps this channel growing, and we are committed to making this lesson both helpful and highly engaging for you.
So, grab a comfortable seat and a warm drink as we prepare to dive into a wonderful conversation about the future, growth, and the exciting possibilities of the year ahead.
To begin our discussion, let us reflect on the unique atmosphere of January, which always seems to bring a sense of quiet clarity after the high energy of the holiday season.
I find it fascinating how the world seems to slow down significantly during these first few weeks of the year, almost as if everyone is taking a deep collective breath before starting their work.
While December was characterized by bright lights, loud music, and constant social gatherings, January offers a much-needed period of stillness and introspection for most people.
You can see this change physically in our neighborhoods as the colorful decorations are carefully stored away, leaving the streets looking clean, simple, and ready for a fresh start.
The natural world also feels different because the winter air is often very crisp and cold, which creates a sharp contrast to the warmth we felt inside our homes during Christmas.
In many places, the sky has a soft, gray quality that makes the rare moments of winter sunlight feel incredibly precious and beautiful whenever they appear.
This colder weather encourages us to spend more time indoors, which provides the perfect environment for reading books, writing in journals, and planning our goals for 2026.
Even though the days are still quite short, there is a feeling of gradual progression as the sun begins to stay in the sky just a little bit longer each evening.
I have noticed that people in the city seem more focused and determined during their morning commutes, as if they are mentally preparing themselves for the professional challenges ahead.
There is a certain beauty in the frost that covers the grass in the mornings, making the entire landscape look like it has been dusted with tiny, sparkling diamonds.
This visual simplicity helps us declutter our minds, which is very important when we are trying to decide which direction we want our lives to take this year.
Many people describe this time as a reset button because it allows us to forget the stresses of the previous year and focus entirely on the potential of the next 12 months.
While some might find the silence of January a bit lonely, I believe it is a vital time for building the mental strength we need to stay consistent with our new habits.
The coffee shops are often filled with people sitting alone with their laptops or notebooks, quietly working on their personal projects with a sense of calm dedication.
It is also a time when we appreciate the comfort of home even more, especially when we can hear the wind blowing outside while we stay warm under a soft blanket.
This seasonal transition reminds us that life moves in cycles and that after every period of high activity, there must be a period of rest and preparation.
We should embrace this quiet energy because it gives us the space to listen to our own thoughts without the distractions of the busy holiday crowds.
I love how the smell of the air changes in January, moving from the scent of pine and spices to a very fresh, neutral smell that feels like a clean slate.
It is the perfect time to visit a local park and enjoy a long walk, even if it is cold, because the fresh air helps clear away any lingering mental fatigue from 2025.
We see families spending more quiet time together, perhaps playing board games or cooking simple meals that make the house feel warm and welcoming.
The transition from the old year to the new year is not just a change on the calendar, but a profound shift in how we perceive our time and our opportunities.
I think the stillness of January is actually very productive because it allows us to build a strong foundation for everything we want to achieve later in the spring.
Even the way we dress changes as we choose heavy coats and thick scarves that protect us from the elements while we navigate the winter landscape.
There is a sense of solidarity among people as they walk through the cold, often sharing small nods of recognition or brief smiles as they pass each other on the sidewalk.
This period of the year teaches us patience as we wait for the spring to arrive while making the most of the cozy indoor life we have right now.
We can use this time to organize our living spaces, which often helps us feel more in control of our daily routines and our long-term objectives.
The beginning of the year is also a great time to start a new hobby, such as learning a musical instrument or finally committing to a language course.
While the world outside may look dormant or sleeping, there is so much hidden growth happening beneath the surface as we prepare for the coming months.
I always feel a sense of relief when the busyness of the holidays ends because I finally have the time to reflect on what I've learned over the past year.
This reflection is the key to personal growth, as it helps us identify the areas of our lives that need more attention and care in 2026.
Whether it's snowing or just raining, the weather in January forces us to slow down and appreciate the smaller details of our daily existence.
We should not rush through these quiet days, but rather savor the opportunity to live more intentionally and with greater awareness of our surroundings.
The atmosphere of January is truly unique because it balances the memory of the past with the exciting anticipation of a future that is yet to be written.
As we move through this month, let us carry that sense of peace with us so that we can approach our new goals with a steady and calm mind.
It is a beautiful time to be alive and to be learning, and we are so glad to be experiencing this quiet transition together with all of you.
Moving on to our next major topic, we must discuss the tradition of New Year's resolutions, which are the promises we make to ourselves to change for the better.
Many people view the 1st of January as a symbolic starting line where they can leave behind their old mistakes and begin a new chapter of their lives with fresh hope.
However, there is often a lot of pressure associated with these goals, which can sometimes lead to people feeling overwhelmed before the first month is even finished.
I believe the secret to a successful resolution is to focus on small, manageable steps rather than trying to transform your entire life in a single day.
For example, instead of promising to become perfectly fluent in English overnight, it is much more effective to commit to listening to one podcast episode every morning.
This approach builds what we call momentum, which is the force that keeps you moving forward even when you feel tired or discouraged by your progress.
Many individuals choose to focus on their physical health by joining a gym or starting a new yoga practice, which helps them feel more energetic and balanced.
While physical goals are important, I think mental and emotional resolutions are just as vital for a happy and fulfilling year in 2026.
I have heard many of our subscribers say that they want to practice mindfulness, which involves staying present in the moment and reducing their daily stress levels.
Another popular resolution this year is the digital detox, where people try to limit their screen time so they can spend more quality time with their loved ones.
It is quite common for people to set financial goals as well, such as saving a certain amount of money each month to prepare for a big trip or a new home.
However, studies often show that most resolutions are broken by February because people set expectations for themselves that are simply too high to maintain.
That is why we should focus on systems rather than just goals, which means creating a daily routine that makes it easy to succeed without too much effort.
If your system is to leave your English book on your pillow every morning, you are much more likely to read a few pages before you go to sleep at night.
We should also remember to be kind to ourselves if we slip up or forget our resolutions for a day or two, because progress is rarely a perfectly straight line.
The most important thing is to get back on track, which means starting again immediately instead of giving up completely because of one small mistake.
I think 2026 is the year where people are moving away from hustle culture and toward a more balanced and sustainable way of reaching their dreams.
This means prioritizing sleep, healthy food, and social connection, which provides the fuel we need to work hard on our professional and educational goals.
Some people find it helpful to share their resolutions with a friend or a community, as this creates a sense of accountability and provides extra encouragement.
When you know that someone else is cheering for you, it becomes much easier to stay motivated during the times when your enthusiasm starts to fade.
We should also take the time to celebrate our small wins, such as finishing a difficult book or successfully having a conversation in English with a stranger.
These small victories are the building blocks of confidence, and they remind us that we are capable of achieving much more than we originally thought.
In 2026, I'm seeing a lot of people make resolutions to learn new practical skills, such as cooking, gardening, or even basic coding and computer skills.
Learning something new keeps the brain young and active, and it provides a great sense of accomplishment that carries over into other areas of our lives.
It is also wonderful to see so many people making resolutions to be more environmentally friendly, such as reducing their plastic waste or choosing to walk instead of drive.
These small individual choices add up to a big difference when millions of people are working toward the same positive goal at the same time.
Whatever your resolutions may be, try to write them down in a place where you can see them every day, as this serves as a constant visual reminder of your intentions.
Looking at your goals every morning helps align your daily actions with your long-term vision, which is the most effective way to stay focused throughout the year.
I personally want to focus on deep work, which means spending hours of uninterrupted time on a single task to produce the highest quality results possible.
That is a great resolution because we live in a world that is full of constant distractions and notifications that break our concentration and slow our progress.
As we move through the first part of 2026, let us stay committed to our personal growth while also remaining flexible and compassionate towards ourselves.
Remember that you have 365 opportunities to make a positive change, and it is never too late to start a new habit or try a different approach to your goals.
We are here to support you every step of the way, especially when it comes to your goal of mastering the English language and becoming a confident communicator.
Let us make 2026 the year where we stop wishing for change and start creating it through our daily actions and our unwavering dedication to our dreams.
With the right mindset and a bit of patience, there is absolutely no limit to what you can achieve during this beautiful new year that is just beginning.
We absolutely cannot discuss the year 2026 without looking at the massive impact that technology continues to have on our everyday lives and our communication.
It's incredible to see how far artificial intelligence has come, as it is no longer just a futuristic concept, but a very practical tool that we use every single day.
Many of our listeners are probably using AI-powered apps to help them practice their pronunciation or to translate complex texts when they are studying English.
While these tools are incredibly helpful for learning new words, we must remember that the core of language is still about human connection and emotional understanding.
In 2026, we are seeing a shift where technology is becoming more invisible, meaning it is integrated so smoothly into our homes and clothing that we barely notice it.
For example, smart home systems can now adjust the lighting and temperature based on our mood or our schedule, making our lives more comfortable and efficient.
We are also seeing the rise of wearable technology that goes far beyond just smartwatches, with glasses that can provide us with real-time information as we walk around.
Imagine walking through a new city and having your glasses translate the street signs or the menus in real time right before your eyes. It's truly amazing.
However, this constant stream of information can sometimes feel overwhelming, which is why many people are now looking for ways to disconnect more often.
This has led to the development of new apps that actually help you limit your time on social media and encourage you to focus on the physical world around you.
It's a strange irony that we are using technology to help us escape from technology, but it shows how much we value our mental peace and our focus.
We are also seeing major changes in how we work, with virtual reality meetings becoming more common for people who work in different parts of the world.
Instead of just looking at a flat screen, you can now put on a headset and feel like you are sitting in the same room as your colleagues in another country.
While this makes international business much easier, it also highlights the importance of learning English as the primary language of global communication and collaboration.
Another exciting trend in 2026 is the advancement of green technology, which is helping us power our lives with much cleaner and more sustainable energy sources.
From electric cars that can drive much longer distances to homes that produce their own solar power, technology is helping us solve some of the planet's biggest problems.
We are also seeing innovations in the medical field where personalized technology can monitor our health and warn us about potential issues before they become serious.
This means in the future, we will have much more control over our own well-being and a better understanding of how our daily habits affect our long-term health.
However, we must also be careful about our privacy and the way our personal data is used by the large companies that create these high-tech devices.
Being a digital citizen in 2026 means knowing how to use these tools safely while also protecting our personal information and our private lives from others.
I think the most successful people this year will be those who can find a balance between using technology to be productive and knowing when to turn it off.
Technology should be something that enhances our human experience, not something that replaces our real-world interactions or our ability to think for ourselves.
For English learners, technology provides an unlimited library of videos, podcasts, and articles that can help you immerse yourself in the language from anywhere.
You no longer need to travel to an English-speaking country to hear the language being used naturally, as you can find a global community of speakers online.
We should embrace these opportunities while also making sure that we are practicing our speaking skills with real people whenever we have the chance to do so.
I am particularly excited about the new language learning platforms that use virtual reality to place students in realistic situations, like a restaurant or an airport.
This kind of immersive learning helps reduce the fear of speaking because you can practice in a safe, simulated environment before you try it in real life.
As we move through the 2026, let us be curious and open-minded about these new tools while always keeping our human values and our relationships at the center.
Technology will continue to change at a very fast pace, but the basic human need for communication, storytelling, and connection will always remain the same.
We are here to help you navigate these changes and show you how to use the latest technology to make your English learning journey faster and more enjoyable.
Whether you are using a smartphone, a tablet, or a high-tech computer, the most important hardware you have is still your own brain and your own determination.
Let us use the incredible power of technology to build bridges between cultures and to share our ideas with the world in a clear and confident way this year.
There has never been a better time to be a learner, as the world's knowledge is literally available at our fingertips whenever we decide to reach out for it.
So, let us stay tech-savvy and informed, but also let us remember to appreciate the simple, non-digital moments that make life truly worth living in 2026.
It is going to be a fascinating year for innovation, and we are excited to see how these new developments will help all of us grow and learn together.
Another topic that I'm very passionate about for 2026 is the evolution of travel and the growing movement toward sustainable and mindful tourism.
People are no longer just looking for a quick vacation. They want to have experiences that are meaningful, ethical, and respectful of the local environment and culture.
After years of seeing the negative effects of over-tourism in famous cities, many travelers are now choosing to explore off-the-beaten-path destinations that are quieter.
This trend is wonderful because it helps distribute tourism money to smaller communities that really need it rather than just the most popular tourist hotspots.
In 2026, slow travel has become a major lifestyle choice where people stay in one location for several weeks instead of rushing through 5 cities in a week.
By staying longer in one place, you can truly get to know the local people, the food, and the traditions, which makes your journey much more authentic.
For English learners, slow travel is a perfect opportunity to practice the language in real-life situations, like buying groceries or asking for directions in a village.
We are also seeing a huge increase in eco-friendly transportation options, with more people choosing to take long-distance trains instead of short-haul flights.
Train travel is not only better for the planet, but it also allows you to see the beautiful transitions of the landscape as you move from one region to another.
Many hotels and resorts are now focusing on zero-waste policies, where they eliminate single-use plastics and source all of their food from nearby local farms.
Travelers are also becoming more interested in voluntourism, where you spend part of your holiday helping with local projects like planting trees or teaching skills.
This kind of travel creates a deep sense of connection and purpose, as you are giving something back to the community that is hosting you during your stay.
Another interesting trend is digital nomadism, where people work remotely while traveling the world, often staying in co-living spaces with other international workers.
This lifestyle allows people to be productive while also experiencing new cultures, and it has made English even more important as a common language for these workers.
However, we must also be aware of our carbon footprint and try to make choices that minimize the damage we do to the delicate ecosystems we visit.
This can be as simple as carrying a reusable water bottle, staying in locally owned guest houses, and respecting the wildlife and natural habitats of the area.
In 2026, many countries are introducing tourist taxes that go directly into protecting their national parks and historic monuments for future generations to enjoy.
I think travelers are more willing to pay these fees now because they understand the importance of preserving the beauty and the history of the places they love.
We are also seeing a rise in cultural immersion tours, where you can live with a local family and learn their traditional crafts or cooking techniques firsthand.
This is so much more rewarding than just staying in a standard hotel because you create real friendships and gain a much deeper understanding of the world.
For those who cannot travel far, staycations are still very popular, where people explore the hidden gems and local history within their own country or city.
Sometimes we forget that there is so much beauty and adventure right in our own backyard if we only take the time to look for it with fresh eyes.
Whether you're traveling across the ocean or just to the next town, the goal should always be to travel with curiosity, respect, and an open heart.
I personally love the idea of silent travel, where people visit remote, quiet areas to experience the beauty of nature without the noise of modern life.
It's a great way to recharge your mental energy and find a sense of peace that is often hard to find in our busy, everyday lives in the city.
As we look at our travel plans for 2026, let us try to be conscious travelers who leave a positive impact on the places and the people we visit.
Remember that travel is one of the best ways to broaden your horizons and challenge your preconceived notions about other cultures and ways of living.
Every journey is a chance to learn something new about yourself and the world, and English is the key that opens the door to those experiences.
We would love to hear about your travel dreams for this year, so please feel free to share your plans with us in the comments section of this video.
Safe travels to everyone who is planning a journey, and may your adventures be full of learning, laughter, and wonderful memories that last a lifetime.
Let us move forward with a commitment to protect the world, even as we enjoy its many wonders and its incredible diversity of people and places. As we look deeper into the year 2026, we simply cannot ignore the fascinating evolution of our eating habits, particularly the rise of the Swicy food trend and our collective obsession with longevity.
It is truly incredible to witness how the Swicy trend, which combines sweet and spicy flavors in a single dish, has exploded across the globe, from spicy honey on pizza to chili-infused chocolate desserts.
This trend is not just about a bold taste, but rather about a desire for sensory maximalism, where we seek out complex, multi-layered experiences that challenge our palates in exciting new ways this year.
Beyond the thrill of new flavors, 2026 is also the year where health span is just as important as lifespan, meaning people are focusing on living better, not just longer.
We are moving away from complicated biohacking protocols and toward effortless longevity rituals, such as simply adding more fiber and fermented foods to our daily meals.
I've noticed that the conversation around food has shifted from how many calories does this have to how close this ingredient is to its original form in nature.
This shift toward minimally processed whole food nutrition is a major theme this year, as consumers are increasingly rejecting ultra-processed imitations with long chemical lists.
We are also seeing a massive rise in functional nutrition, where every snack or beverage we choose is expected to deliver a specific health benefit like mood balancing or immunity support.
For example, functional coffee toppers like vitamin-enriched cold foams are becoming a standard part of our morning routines, turning a simple drink into a targeted wellness experience.
It's fascinating how traditional preservation methods like pickling and fermentation are being reimagined with gourmet appeal as people rediscover the ancestral benefits of gut health.
Gut health is now understood to be the foundation of our immune system and our mental clarity, which is why postbiotics are the latest breakthrough in nutritional science this year.
Many of our listeners are probably experimenting with circadian eating, which involves timing your meals to match your body's natural metabolic cycles and your internal clock.
By eating earlier in the day and giving the body a long rest at night, people are finding that they have more sustained energy and better sleep quality than ever before.
We are also seeing precision nutrition go mainstream with AI-powered apps that analyze our unique data to tell us exactly which nutrients our individual bodies need right now.
This level of personalization makes healthy living feel much more achievable because it removes the guesswork and provides a clear roadmap for our daily food choices.
I love how 2026 is embracing the idea of healthy indulgence, where we can enjoy delicious treats like freeze-dried fruit snacks that retain almost all of their original nutrients.
These intentionally sensory experiences prove that we do not have to sacrifice pleasure or taste in order to maintain a highly nutritious and balanced diet.
Even the world of beverages is changing, as clean caffeine sources like matcha and hojicha are replacing sugary energy drinks for a more stable and calm energy boost.
This focus on calm energy helps us stay productive throughout the day, without the jittery feelings or the sudden crashes that often come from traditional caffeine.
Longevity is no longer just a topic for older adults. Even younger generations are now future-proofing their health by adopting simple, sustainable habits early in life.
This proactive approach to aging includes prioritizing high-quality protein and muscle-preserving activities, as muscle is now recognized as a key marker of metabolic health.
We are also becoming more aware of diversity in diet, moving away from single superfoods and toward a rich variety of ancient grains, seaweeds, and heritage crops.
This diversity not only supports our internal microbiome, but also encourages a more resilient and sustainable global food system for the future.
It is inspiring to see how regenerative agriculture is gaining traction, with consumers actively seeking out produce that is grown in a way that restores the health of the soil.
When we choose food that is good for the planet, we are also choosing food that is more nutrient-dense and better for our own long-term vitality and strength.
In 2026, the kitchen has become a place of functional abundance, where we use herbs and spices not just for flavor, but for their powerful anti-inflammatory properties.
Whether it's adding turmeric to a latte or ginger to a stir-fry, these small culinary choices are like tiny investments in our future health and our daily well-being.
We should also mention the processing paradox, where we are learning that some forms of processing, like traditional fermentation, actually make nutrients easier for our bodies to absorb.
This nuanced understanding helps us make smarter choices at the grocery store, focusing on quality and craftsmanship rather than just looking at a label's nutrition facts.
As we navigate the food landscape of 2026, let us stay curious about new flavors while always returning to the simple, whole ingredients that have sustained humanity for centuries.
Food is much more than just fuel. It's a source of connection, culture, and comfort that should be enjoyed slowly and with a deep sense of gratitude.
I am particularly excited to try more Swicy combinations this year, as they perfectly represent the bold and creative spirit of our current culinary era.
By embracing these new trends and balancing them with ancient wisdom, we can create a way of eating that supports our goals, our happiness, and our longevity.
It is a truly delicious time to be a food lover and a health enthusiast, and we are so glad to be exploring these future flavors together with all of you.
Let us make 2026 the year where we nourish our bodies with intention, variety, and a sense of adventure that makes every single meal feel like a celebration.
Moving forward into our next topic, we must address the revolutionary shift in mental wellness that we are seeing in 2026, specifically the growing popularity of micro-resting.
For many years, we believed that we needed long vacations to recover from stress. But now we understand that small, frequent breaks throughout the day are much more effective for our brains.
A micro-rest can be as simple as closing your eyes for 60 seconds, taking 3 deep breaths, or looking out a window at a tree instead of staring at your computer screen.
These tiny moments of stillness act like a reset button for our nervous systems, preventing the buildup of chronic stress and helping us stay focused for much longer periods.
In 2026, the concept of bioharmonizing has replaced the old idea of time management, as people now prioritize working with their natural energy levels rather than fighting against them.
We are seeing a major trend where people schedule quiet windows in their day, which are short periods of time dedicated to absolute silence and zero digital input.
This practice is essential for English learners because the brain needs white space to process new information and move vocabulary from short-term to long-term memory.
If you study English for 20 minutes and then immediately check your social media, your brain doesn't have the quiet environment it needs to file that information correctly.
That's why we are encouraging our community to try octave silence, where you spend a few minutes simply observing your surroundings without trying to achieve or produce anything.
We're also witnessing the rise of emotional fitness, which involves treating our mental health with the same consistency and dedication that we give to our physical exercise.
This includes practicing self-compassion, which means speaking to yourself with the same kindness and encouragement that you would offer to a dear friend who is struggling.
In 2026, it's finally considered cool to prioritize your sleep and to leave a party early because you value your mental clarity and your morning routine more than social pressure.
We are seeing nap pods and meditation rooms becoming standard features in modern offices as employers realize that a rested worker is a much more creative and loyal worker.
Another fascinating trend is nature pill therapy, where people are prescribed short walks in green spaces to lower their cortisol levels and improve their mood naturally.
Even if you live in a big city, finding a small patch of grass or a few plants can provide a significant boost to your mental well-being and your ability to think clearly.
We're also moving away from toxic positivity, the idea that we must be happy all the time, and embracing emotional honesty, which allows us to feel and express our true self.
Understanding that it's okay to feel tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed is a huge part of mental resilience, as it allows us to address our needs without feeling guilty.
In 2026, we use digital boundaries to protect our peace, such as setting our phones to Do Not Disturb mode automatically at sunset to signal the end of the workday.
This helps us transition into a state of deep relaxation, which is the foundation of a high-quality night's sleep and a productive, energetic morning.
We are also seeing a revival of analog hobbies like pottery, knitting, and paper journaling, which require us to use our hands and stay focused on a single tactile task.
These activities provide a form of moving meditation that calms the mind while also giving us a sense of accomplishment and the joy of creating something real.
For our English learners, writing a physical diary in English can be a wonderful way to combine language practice with mental reflection and emotional processing.
It allows you to slow down your thoughts and choose your words carefully, which is a very different experience from the fast-paced, often stressful environment of online chat.
2026 is truly the year of soft ambition, where we still want to reach our goals, but we refuse to sacrifice our mental health or our happiness in the process.
This balanced approach leads to much more sustainable success because it prevents the burnout that often stops people from reaching their full potential.
We should also mention sensory grounding, a technique where you name 5 things you see, 4 you can touch, and 3 you can hear to bring yourself back to the present.
This is an excellent tool for language learners who feel anxious about speaking, as it helps calm the physical symptoms of stress and allows the brain to focus on communication.
Mental wellness in 2026 is no longer a luxury for the few, but a fundamental right and a daily practice for everyone who wants to live a meaningful and healthy life.
By incorporating these micro rests into your schedule, you are giving yourself the gift of longevity and the mental strength to handle whatever challenges the year brings.
Let us make a commitment today to listen to our bodies and our minds and to give ourselves permission to rest whenever we feel the need to do so.
Your value is not determined by your productivity, but the kindness you show to yourself and the peace you carry within your heart as you navigate the world.
As we continue our journey through 2026, let us stay mindful of our energy and protect our inner calm with the same intensity that we protect our time and our money.
It is a beautiful shift in our culture, and we are so happy to see so many people prioritizing their mental well-being as they work toward their English-speaking dreams.
Remember that a rested mind is a learning mind, and by taking care of your mental health, you are actually becoming a much better and more efficient student of English.
Let us breathe together, rest together, and grow together in this supportive and peaceful community that we are building here at English with Lisaa.
As we move toward the conclusion of our talk, I want to focus on the themes of hope and community, which are so essential for our collective well-being in 2026.
In a world that can sometimes feel divided, it is more important than ever to find common ground and to support one another in our local and global communities.
I have noticed a beautiful trend where people are prioritizing local connection, such as supporting small businesses and participating in neighborhood events or festivals.
There's a real sense of strength that comes from knowing your neighbors and working together to make your local area a safer and more beautiful place for everyone.
We are also seeing the growth of global digital communities like our wonderful group of English learners here, where people from different countries encourage each other.
It is truly moving to see a student from Brazil helping a student from Japan in the comments, as it shows that language can truly bring us together.
Hope is not just a passive feeling. It is an active choice to believe that we can create a better future through our shared efforts and our kindness.
In 2026, many people are volunteering their time to help with social causes, such as feeding the hungry or providing education to those who lack resources.
These acts of service remind us that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves, and that our individual actions can have a massive ripple effect.
I think there is a growing realization that success is not just about personal wealth, but about the positive impact we have on the people around us.
We're seeing more community gardens and shared spaces where people can come together to grow food, share skills, and build lasting friendships.
These spaces provide a sense of belonging, which is a fundamental human need that helps protect us against feelings of loneliness or isolation in the modern world.
For English learners, being part of a community is vital because it provides a safe space to practice without the fear of being judged for making mistakes.
We want English with Lisaa to be that kind of community for you, a place where you feel welcomed, supported, and inspired to keep moving forward every day.
As we face the challenges of 2026, let us remember that we are much stronger when we stand together and share our knowledge, our resources, and our hope.
A single candle can light many others without losing its own flame. And in the same way, sharing our hope only makes the world a brighter place for everyone.
I am deeply optimistic about the future because I see so much creativity, compassion, and resilience in the younger generations who are stepping into leadership roles.
They are demanding a fairer and greener world, and their energy is pushing all of us to think more carefully about the legacy we want to leave behind for others.
Let us make a promise to be community builders this year, looking for ways to bring people together rather than focusing on the things that pull us apart.
Whether it's a small act of kindness for a stranger or a large project for your town,
every effort to build community is a powerful statement of hope.
As we begin this new year, let us carry a spirit of generosity and an open mind toward everyone we meet, regardless of their background or their beliefs.
This is how we build a global community that is based on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared desire for a peaceful and prosperous world for all.
I am so grateful to be part of this community with all of you, and I'm excited to see how much we can achieve together during the rest of 2026.
Let us keep the fire of hope burning brightly in our hearts, even on the darkest winter days, knowing that a brighter spring is always just around the corner.
Thank you for being the most important part of our community and for bringing your unique voices and stories to our shared journey of learning English. Now, to make this lesson even more practical, let us look at some of the advanced vocabulary and phrasal verbs we have used during our conversation today.
We used the phrasal verb kick off at the very beginning, which is a common way to say start a new period of time. For instance, Lisa, we really managed to kick off 2026 with a lot of positive energy in this episode.
That is true. And another useful phrase we mentioned was get back on track, which is perfect for when you have stopped a habit. For example, if you missed your study sessions during the holidays, January is the perfect time to get back on track with your English.
We also talked about off the beaten path, which describes places far from tourists. I remember once I traveled to a tiny mountain village that was completely off the beaten path, and it was the most peaceful experience of my life.
In terms of grammar, we used many conditional sentences to talk about future possibilities. A great example for our listeners is, if you practice speaking every day, you will feel much more confident in real conversations very soon.
We also used the word optimism, which is the state of being hopeful. I think it's important to maintain your optimism even when English grammar feels difficult, because a positive mind learns much faster.
Another phrasal verb we used was turn off, which is essential for a digital detox. For example, I always turn off my smartphone at least 1 hour before bed so that I can relax my mind and sleep better.
We also used the term hustle culture, which describes the pressure to work constantly. I've noticed that many people are now leaving hustle culture behind because they want to enjoy a slower, more meaningful life.
We mentioned the clean slate, which means a fresh start where past mistakes are forgotten. You can think of 2026 as a clean slate for your English, where you can start learning with a completely new perspective.
Let us also look at the phrasal verb broaden your horizons, which means to increase your experience. I truly believe that learning a second language is the best way to broaden your horizons and understand different cultures.
We also used the word sustainability, which is very important now. For example, when we choose to take a train instead of a plane, we are prioritizing sustainability and protecting the environment for the future.
We discussed immersion, which is the process of surrounding yourself with a language. A good way to do this is to create a home immersion by listening to English podcasts while you cook or clean your house.
Another phrasal verb we used was check in on, which means to contact someone to see if they're okay. For instance, in the cold winter, it is a very kind gesture to check in on your elderly neighbors to see if they need help.
We also mentioned deep work, which is high concentration work. I find that if I schedule 2 hours of deep work in the morning, I can finish my most difficult tasks much faster than if I am constantly interrupted.
Finally, let us look at the word resilience, which is the ability to recover from difficulties. Many students show great resilience when they keep practicing English even after they have a difficult day or make many mistakes.
We also used savor, which means to enjoy something slowly. When you find a piece of English literature you love, you should savor every sentence instead of rushing to finish the book too quickly.
Don't forget vague, which describes something that is not clear. If your goals are too vague, like just saying, I want to be better, it's much harder to succeed than if you have a specific plan.
Let's look at burnout, which is the state of being exhausted from overworking. I have found that taking micro rests throughout my workday is the most effective way for me to avoid burnout.
We also mentioned crave, which means to have a very strong desire for something. After a long day of speaking English, I often crave a quiet moment of silence and a warm cup of herbal tea.
Another phrasal verb is stick with, which means to continue doing something difficult. I always tell my students that if they stick with their daily practice, they will see an incredible improvement by the end of the year.
Finally, consider accomplishment, which is the feeling of success. After you finish listening to this long lesson, you should feel a huge sense of accomplishment because you have worked hard on your skills today. Before you go, we would love to hear from you. What is your biggest goal for 2026?
Yes, please leave a comment below and tell us one thing you are excited about this year.
Whether it is a travel plan, a new hobby, or an English goal, we read every single comment and love hearing your stories.
Also, if you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with a friend who is also learning English.
Your comments help our community grow and help us create better lessons for you. We can't wait to chat with you in the comment section.